Hello, my Taurian friends. It's Tasha, aka Mama Jim, aka Jim the Butterfly, and I am here with your 2016 yearly Tarotscope. Yay! I say yay on every video. I've already pre-shuffled the deck just so we can get into it. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been liking, sharing, and subscribing to my videos. Thank you for everyone who's been liking and following me on Instagram. I truly appreciate it. Thank you to those who have purchased personal readings, my special Taurian friends. You know who you are. So I'm just going to get right into it. For those who are interested in a personal reading with me, be it a yearly or any other one, this is for those that are interested in some yearlies. If you check out the website, and all of my information is down in the description box. On the website, it says that, you know, all yearly readings had to be done and completed by the 31st. I'm actually extending that till the end of January. So just hit me up if you want to go ahead and purchase a personalized yearly reading from me. I have two types of readings that I offer for the yearlies. I have a traditional 1 card per month plus a general and an advice card, and then I also do one that's throughout the seasons. It covers the general energy, love and relationships, health and spirituality, and career and finance for each season. If you're interested to see how the other one works, you could take a look at, I believe it's Aquarius or Capricorn. I'm not really sure, but one of the two. So you can just get an idea which one you want. It really doesn't matter. I feel like a lot of the energy still play out. It still plays out within both of the readings. So, you know, it's just purely personal choice. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's see what we have. I haven't turned over any cards yet. I just laid them down. And let's just see what we have here. I'm not really sure what I'm not really, my mind is kind of blank for y'all right now. So I don't know. It's a clean slate. Temperance. I felt the need to draw two general energy cards for you guys too. So I did, I got Temperance and the Queen of Pentacles. January, 3 of Swords. February, 9 of Swords. March, Queen of Swords. You're really in your thoughts this month, Taurus. Okay, I mean this year, Taurus. Wow, the Ace of Swords. 9 of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. Wow. Knight of Swords. 4 of Cups. 9 of Wands. The Moon. 6 of Cups. And the Knight of Pentacles, okay? And so what I'm not going to turn over the advice card because I like the way the advice card, I've been holding them towards the end, and I like the way that they've been resonating with the reading. Okay, let's start off with the general energy here. You have the Temperance card and you have Queen of Pentacles. What I feel like with these two in combination is telling me there's a deep needed peace that you need to that you are seeking within yourself. I feel this is you. This is the Queen of Pentacles is my Taurus people out there, the males and the females, because you know I'm reading for everybody. And I really feel like it's kind of telling you to go easy on yourself. It's telling you to really go easy on yourself. I feel like you've been really, really over the past, definitely 2015, but I feel like it has extended past 2015 on in, you know, years prior, that you've really been beating yourself up towards. Yeah, you know, I'm looking at the Temperance card and it's making me feel like, okay, with this Queen of Pentacles here, the Queen of Pentacles always, in this reading, I'm looking at like there's a need for stability. She's very stable. She's like the ideal wife and mother. You know, she's very thrifty. She can stretch a dollar. She can she can multitask. She can cook a good meal. She can wash clothes. You know, she's very kind and receptive and nurturing. You know, she's not a pushover. She's not a pushover, but you know what you can expect from her. She's pretty steady. And what I feel is like, okay, Temperance is telling you, I don't feel like you've been feeling like that. Because the Temperance, it tells me there's a need for things to come back into order, or come back into a more stabilized environment. You know, it's like, okay, so look, Temperance, right here in the middle of the car, you know, she's sitting, this angel is sitting in the water, the lady's sitting in the water, but only half of her body is out and half of her body is in. That's the representation of, you know, a part of her body is in her subconscious and a part of it is in the conscious world. And it's telling that, you know, when Temperance comes out, it's telling me that there's a need to do that. But here you are right here. You need to be more balanced within yourself. You're not feeling balanced. You haven't felt balanced for a while. If you had, I don't feel like, it may have come out in a different way, but we have Temperance as a major arcana card. So this tells me this is something that should, you know, this is life altering for you. There's a deep need for you to get back in yourself. And I feel like before we even get into any of the cards, you got half of almost the whole suit of swords. And I'm not fussing. I'm not fussing, y'all. I'm just excited, okay? You have the Three of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Knight of Swords. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them. Even 6 breaks down to the number, to the meaning of balance, harmony. That's what this Temperance is talking about. Balance and harmony within yourself. I feel like a lot of you guys have been driving yourselves crazy. And you know, the crazy thing about it is, y'all, I'm not going to say crazy, but the ironic thing about it, Taurus, it's like, it's only you who feels this way. I don't see anything in the reading to indicate there's any outside forces. This is just you. It's all in your thoughts. It's your perception. It's like, this is how everybody sees you, Taurus. They see you as this, but you see yourself as this. This is what you see yourself as. You don't even realize that people see you in such highest regards and high regards. So, but what I feel is for this year, it will get better. It will get better. And I kind of feel like I'm going to have may have to draw some extra cards with this. But I'm just telling you guys that a lot of this struggle that you've been going through, and I feel like some of you are going to continue it, this mental struggle. Okay? And I feel like what you're transitioning into, you're going to end the year on a very good note. You're going to be back to yourself again. I'm jumping ahead. You'll be back to yourself again. Okay? By the end of the year with the Knight of Pentacles, ready to start over again. But you know, the beautiful thing about tarot readings, especially something like this so far ahead in time that we're doing, and this is a general reading. It is for your sun, moon, and rising, Taurus. Now that you know that this possible energy could come in for you, for some of you, now mentally you've been made aware, and so you can be proactive and try to conquer this head on with a more clearer perception of what's going on here. You know, it's one thing you can tackle the problem if you know what you're up against, but if you don't know what you're up against, not saying that you can't tackle it, but You would have had a head start had you known what you were doing. So just take what I'm saying as that. You know, look at it from that point of view, like she's giving me some heads up, because I feel like this is going to resonate for a good many of y'all. And for those that if it doesn't resonate, then I'm sorry, but it's just what it is. Starting off in January, you have the Three of Swords. Okay. I feel like this month right here, and Happy New Year, y'all. A lot of y'all are still carrying that pain. You're really going to be carrying the pain in from January and February. You may feel like it's about to hit rock bottom in February. I'm just telling y'all so you will know. You know, especially, and I feel like for a lot of my single Taurus, male or female, I feel like, you know, there's a strong need here in January for a lot, especially for my single ones, or ones that are in relationships that they feel are not satisfying to them. There's a strong need for a deeper love here in January. And, you know, hell, February with all the Valentines and whatever, some people get caught up in that. You may find yourself feeling a little down around that, you know, that time of the year, because I feel like you guys, you really want a satisfying, deep love. And for whatever reason, you're just not getting it. You're not getting it. Or you feel like you're not getting it. You know, if you do have someone significant, but you just feel like the relationship is not emotionally satisfying, it could still leave you unsatisfied. Going into March, you have the Queen of Swords. Now, I see the Queen of Swords in two ways. I see the Queen of Swords as one. I feel like she's coming in. I feel like she's an energy. For some, she may be a person, male or female, air sign. This person is going to help you get it together. Now, if this is not a person, this is just you coming into grips. It's funny that when I'm looking at this card, it's right up under this Temperance. It's like with her coming in, cutting off the fat, getting to the meat of the problem. The ruminating thoughts that you would have in February, it's like, you know what, no more. I got to get up. I got to do what I need to do. You know, this is not serving me. This is where you're going to realize that. Okay? I pray some of you get the epiphany beforehand. But I feel a lot of y'all in March, that's when it's just going to be, you had enough. I can't do this anymore. April, now you're ready. You're thinking of new ways. You're thinking of a master plan. Okay? You're realizing you're seeing the world from a very different point of view, a very different perspective. It's like the veil has been released and it's been removed. It's funny because, and I'm standing behind that, is because the moon is right up under the Ace of Swords. We'll get to the moon in a minute. That's in October. But for right now, yeah. This Ace of Swords has taken to me, it's allowed for something new to slice through, to break through. So you can see a little bit more. It's not all the way where you know, it's a new beginning, yes. But it's still a new beginning down a different road. So there's still things you need to learn. But again, it's still new. So you're good with that in April. May, you have the Nine of Pentacles. And I feel like with May that you are going to you're gonna continue to work hard at this thing. I feel like with May, it may make you realize that it was much the journey is going to take a little longer than what you expected. If you were expecting for something to just happen overnight and be like, okay, Eureka, I found it, and now everything is supposed to be okay now. No, it won't. You know, this is a journey. You're going to go forward, then you're going to have to go back, then you move forward again, then you might go back a little bit. Then, you know, you got, you know, there's an ebb and flow to things. And And this is what you're doing. But I feel like in May you're going to be really making the commitment to stand this thing out, to rough it out, because this is what you want. This is, and it's crazy to me because this is what you wouldn't mind seeing yourself like this too, you know. But again, like I'm telling you, everybody ought to see you like this anyway. The Nine of Pentacles is a person that is very, like I said, just like the Queen of Pentacles, very stable, very established financially. But I feel like money could possibly be getting better in May too. But I feel like with these Pentacles, these are long-term thoughts that you've had. And so you're realizing that, you know, it's not going to take overnight. But it's hard to come to be okay with that. Because it's like you want to be able to move on from this thing fast. And it's, no, it doesn't necessarily work that way. It took years. It took years to allow these feelings to deepen. It took years. So it's going to take a little while. Because you got to cut through the layers with the Ace of Swords. You know, this is still new. This is still new. So, but I feel like you're going to make the commitment to do so because you realize that there's a benefit to it. You know, you're just not going to do something willy-nilly, Taurus. I know that about y'all. You're not going to do that. So, you understand there's going to be some effort that's going to need to be made, and you're cool with it. Come June, with the Eight of Swords here, I feel like you may be getting a little discouraged. Yeah, I feel like you may be getting a little discouraged because you're looking down at where you could be already with this Knight of Pentacles. You're right here with the Eight of Swords. You're looking at it. But I just tell you just to remain, just be encouraged. Be encouraged. Keep your thoughts tempered. Okay? You have to be in control of your thoughts. Don't allow your thoughts to go so far over to the wayside that it gets you off balance of what you're trying to get to. This is your perceived goal within yourself. Nobody, you know, and I'm just saying that. But whatever, you still got to get there. If you don't see it and you don't feel it and you don't know it, then it's still not going to make a difference. So I understand. I want you to understand that there's a process that you're going through right now. There's a process. So it's okay. Don't beat yourself up in June if you find yourself reverting back to some of the same old tactics. Don't do this. Okay? You may start to feel like that. You know, like, you know what? Here I am. I can't stick with anything. I'm right back doing the same thing. Okay, well, you know what? You're an 8. In the beginning of the year, you are a 9. So you're not as bad. You see what I'm saying? It's still progress. It's still progress. And if you can grasp that idea, then when you get into July, yeah, you're getting some control now. Still a little impatient now. You're still a little impatient, but you're understanding that this is a process. Okay? And it's going to take a while. That's the thing, that if anything I can say this year, Taurus, is that for those who are not the most patient, patience is a part of the lesson that I see here. Patience and control. Learning how to be satisfied within the situation that you're in while you're in it. Appreciation. And every sign has their own lesson that they have to learn throughout the year. Some people, you know, we all learn multiple lessons. And then, you know, of the multiple lessons, we have one general lesson. And I feel like that's what these two are at the top are telling you. You definitely have to get in control of how you're feeling and your emotions. There has to be a balance that needs to be restored. Things are not things are off balance. And I feel a lot of this with all these Tauruses is it's your thoughts. You're beating yourself up, love. I don't know why y'all doing it. You know, if you're a Taurus out there and you feel excellent about yourself, then this doesn't apply to you. I'm talking to the ones who, you know, really feel like they are failures and they are not amounting to anything. Just know, boo, that is just your thoughts. People don't think that about you. You think that about you. And in 2016, you're going to be really, really taking a look at that. You're going to be really seeing how your own perception of yourself has kept you prisoned, kept you bound with the Eight of Swords. It's kept you bound. But don't worry. Like I said, July, you're going to be picking yourself back up. Okay? Going into August, you may get a little bored because this is a little mundane. I know. But just keep the faith. Keep it so, you know, if there are things that you could do. I feel like some of you guys need to get a hobby. If you've been thinking about a hobby will definitely help. And I don't think you should have to wait. I feel like a lot of you may be doing it in August or thinking about starting and doing something in August. But I don't think it would really hurt you to start at the beginning of the year, honestly. Maybe that'll take your thoughts off of some things. Because you're really in your thoughts at the first half of the year. You start to release that, though, like I said, after June. Then going into September, you are still, with the Nine of Wands, you are, what do I feel with this card? Hold on a second, y'all. You still remaining determined with the Nine of Wands. You're understanding now. You're coming into the understanding that, again, with the Nine of Pentacles back here in May, that this is going to take a while. You're going to have small victories. You're going to have small defeats. But nonetheless, I feel like this is the card of commitment along with the Nine of Pentacles. You're protecting this. You're owning this. You're owning it. You're owning this journey. It's like you're owning it because I feel like you know deep down inside, if you don't get control of this, that you're going to end up like the Ten of Wands. And we all see the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is, you know, you're overburdened, you're overwhelmed, you're carrying all the load, you're full to capacity, it's overflowing. You don't want to get it there. You want to stop it, which is beautiful. You know, you're making a stand. You're taking a stand to take back your life. Right up under the sword card, Queen of Swords. You're taking back control, which is beautiful. In October, you have the Moon card. I feel like for a lot of you, the Moon is coming in. This is where, again, you're going to be reminded. You will have, what you will see throughout the year, Taurus, is that every now and then when you start to get discouraged, little reminders are going to look for those little synchronistic events in your life. Open your eyes so when they come, you can see them. I feel like that's what October, you know, a lot of synchronistic events will happen for you, even especially in your dreams. If you haven't been dreaming, I feel like a lot of y'all are going to start dreaming. And you probably will start dreaming because you released a lot of space in your brain. You released some stuff. So yeah, now your brain has some room. It was overloaded all before. So yeah, you're definitely going to start dreaming. And you know, I feel with it being right here beside the Six of Cups, you're going to have a lot of things. Expect some things to come out, guys, out of your deep subconscious mind. really start looking up your dreams and remembering your dreams if you can. And you get up, journal, or get up and either get on the internet and look up the symbols and the colors. Remember the smells and the people and the colors and, you know, buildings, the shapes, how the sky look, if you dream in color. Remember all of those things, so then you can go back and you can look it up and try to interpret. I feel like in November, issues from your childhood, like all this whole year, you're really delving into yourself. You're going to be really looking at your thoughts, your thought patterns. And then you're going to, for a brief while, just in November, I feel like you're going to be really looking at your childhood, reminiscing about like how things were before you allowed all of this turmoil to take residence in your heart and into your soul and to your mind. You're going to look at that and you're like, you know what? Can it be that it was all can it be that it was all so simple? It was so simple back then. I want to have that purity again like these babies have. You know, you look into the eyes of a child and it's like, they look so pure and they're so kind, because they are. They're beautiful spirits. You know, and life was wonderful as a child before, you know, life sets in and you see how the world really is. And, you know, children are very perceptive. They see things that us adults, after a while, we choose to ignore. But in November, it's like for you, Taurus, you're trying to get back to that spot. You want to understand how to see the world through a child's eyes. You know, children see people from their heart. And that's what you're trying to get back to. And you are going to get back to that. You know, for those that have kids, you're going to definitely start seeing that, how you're going to have a better understanding of how children view the world. Look at the world through the eyes of a child. And I feel like a lot of you guys are going to, you know, be reconnecting back with your children. You know, and it could be, for some, you can read, don't think that just because your child lives with you, that you don't have to reconnect with your child. Okay? This could be for anybody who has children in the house or out of the house. Relationships deepen. That, you know, just because we live together doesn't necessarily mean we have a very great relationship. I feel like parent-child relationships are going to deepen in November. You know? And so you see, it's like, you have to go through all of these changes, and you have to release. It's once you release all of these negative thoughts, Taurus, is that when things will start to flow for you again. Temperance. The water is flowing. There's now a balance. See what I'm saying? And then you end it out and you're on a wonderful note. You end it back out. You're not quite ready, because I feel like I said, I feel like you want to. Your idea is the Queen of Pentacles for my women. You know, I don't see the men. I don't see a male here, but that is for definitely for the women. You see yourself as the Queen of Pentacles. For my males out there, this is maybe it could be the woman, or yeah, I can see that too. For if this is a relationship, if you guys are hoping to repair a relationship, a family relationship, because I do see the Queen of Pentacles is kind of like a family or a relationship type of thing. Just know that you're going to have to go through some things, but it's going to get back on track towards the end of the year. And it may just be, well, not may just be, for couples, you're definitely going to have to do a lot of communicating. Communicating is going to be very rough, up and down the beginning of the year, but you're going to get things back on track. You're going to get things back on track. And same thing for my singles. You're going to get yourself back on track, because, you know, this is the ideal woman a lot of times for the Taurian male too. You know, you want someone to come in and play the motherly role, the feminine role in the house, and you're the traditional guy, whatever, what have you. But, you know, she's very earthy, and you're earthy, so you definitely want to match. Some people wanted an opposite, but you know, for the most part, people want something a little similar to what they are, have similar ideas long term. So yeah, but it seems like, you know, for things that have gotten back off track, it's going to get back on track, but I feel like it's going to take towards the end, near the end of the year for it to get back right, because there's a lot of legwork that needs to be done in the first half of the year in order for everything else to flow. Okay? And so a lot of the responsibility will be on you, Taurus, because I feel like a lot of it, not in a bad way, you know, don't take it that way. I'm just saying that we all have to take responsibility for ourselves. And that's what you're going to be doing. You're really going to be looking at yourself and really trying to work through all of those negative thoughts that you've chosen to hold on to and not release. But you're going to release it. Just like how this lady with this 9 of Pentacles, I keep looking at her and this bird on the top. It looks like she just wants to just let it go, let it go. You know, send it on this way. Like, go ahead and be free. Even the butterflies here, they have free reign. They can just fly and do whatever. And that's about transformation. This is about transformation. It's time for you to make a mental transformation. You know, it makes me feel like with this reading, you know, your pentacles. Yeah, I see only 2 pentacles here. Everything else is mainly swords. No, 3 pentacles, I'm sorry. Mainly swords, a little bit of energy, and a little bit of love and feelings. But just thoughts. Everything else, I feel like everything else in your life may seem okay, but it's your thoughts. And imagine if you can change your thoughts, you can realize and you can understand that what you have is more than what you actually thought you had. There's a newfound appreciation. And you're going to be getting that. You're going to be understanding that in May. You're going to be understanding that in July. You're going to be understanding that in March. Again in November and December. Definitely in December, because now you're back on it. Well, you're back on track. You're ready. You're ready. You know, you may every now and again, and it's interesting because I look at the horse, and the horse to me is looking like he's looking back at the past. And the knight here, he's looking forward. But the horse, I feel like even though they're not looking in the same direction, they actually balance each other out. Because the horse will eventually, even if the horse is looking that way, all the knight has to do is use his little sticky thing, his little jousting, whatever, or give him the horse a little command. I don't know, y'all don't ride horses, but you know, give the horse a little command and say, okay, hit the rein and turn it around and let's go. The horse is going to go where the knight tells it to go. So it's like, it's okay to look back. You look back and you see where you've come from. You're going to go through a whole, you start off the year bleak. It feels bleak, it feels desolate, it feels just melancholy all around. But by the end of the year, things are back, it's back fertile. There's been a rebirth of something. Things had to be put to rest. Okay? Maturity, prosperity, abundance is ahead of you now. So just keep the faith, my Taurian friends. I feel like this is a beautiful reading. You know, I feel like there are going to be some people that say, you know, that's awful or whatever, but whatever. Change is inevitable and change is good. And it's time, this is telling you too, it's time to accept some change. You cannot go on living this way, being a prisoner in your own mind. Release that, because you're much beautiful than what you think you are. Than what you think you are. So let me look at the advice card. Oh yeah. Ten of Swords. It's done. You've hit the very rock bottom. It is time. If this doesn't resonate, I don't know what does. It's time. I didn't pull this card in a reversal, but I'm looking at it as this. You know, it's time that you get up, take them swords out your back, and walk away. This cycle is over now. It's over now. You've learned a lot thus far. You've learned a lot. But it's time to take the swords out of your back, patch up your wounds, and walk forward. Put your night suit back on. Put your armor back on, babies. Put your armor back on and going back to work. Because you're trying to build and you holding yourself up. And that's what you're going to learn this year. It's been you that's been holding yourself up. We have to hold ourselves accountable, and it's hard to really take a, you know, to take that self-assessment of yourself and look at ourselves. But you know, it's needed, and it's telling you it's needed, and it's going to get done this year. So congratulations, y'all. Happy transformation, happy transition. I love to see transition stories within a tarot reading, because you know, I'm all about people advancing their soul and soul growth and ascending and elevation. So it's always good when you push yourself and you can conquer an avenue of yourself, and you can move on to something else. And then you can see that once you conquer something, everything else, you can see where it was a blockage. You're going to see the blockages this year for yourself. So wonderful, wonderful reading, Taurus. Thank y'all so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful 2016. Thank you.